You see, something is going to happen. Something wonderful.
My God, it's full of stars.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the NY Patriot Show. Today, as you can see, I'm coming at you with some true crime. Just a few reasons why I'm covering this. One of the reasons actually is because this was probably maybe 25-30 minutes away from where I live. And two, I'll just read the title to the Vice News article that I'm going to read. Neo-Nazi pedophilic cult member allegedly coerced minors to make child porn. Now, in this article, it gets a little bit more deeper, or a little bit more details, which is another reason why you'll probably see that I am covering this as well. And going forward, if there is any new stuff on this case, I will be covering it as well. This isn't going to be a long episode. I'm literally just covering what has been said in the news and something from the actual justice.gov, the actual real justice, United States attorneys, the United States Attorney's Office from the Eastern District of New York. So I'm literally just stating to the facts, and I think even just going by that, is interesting enough, and you'll understand exactly why it has made it on to this show. So let's get into it. From Vice News, neo-Nazi pedophilic cult member allegedly coerced minors to make child porn. Angel Almeida, could be saying that wrong, 22-year-old Queens man has been charged with sexual exploitation of minors and possession of child porn, among other alleged crimes. Warning, this story contains references to and descriptions of sexual exploitation of minors and child pornography. Just letting you know, if this is something that you do not want to hear, you can turn it off now. If not, here we go. A neo-Nazi affiliated with a satanic pedophilic cult gave himself away on social media, including posting a photo of himself wearing a t-shirt that read Kitty Diddler in front of a swastika, police say. He has since been arrested and charged with sexually exploiting minors and possession of child pornography, among other alleged crimes. After being tipped off to disturbing social media posts, FBI agents raided the home of Angel Almeida, 22, in Queens, New York, in November 2021 and seized a handgun, along with occult texts and memorabilia that show his affiliation with the Order of Nine Angles, a satanic group that pushes its adherents to commit depraved acts, including sexually abusing minors. Now, that is coming from the news, Vice News. That's their impression of the Order of Nine Angles, but the Order of Nine Angles. On two separate occasions, Almeida spent months coercing two minors into partaking in sexual activities to create child porn, according to the Department of Justice. Almeida was initially indicted on charges relating to the handgun in December 2021, but was indicted on child abuse charges Tuesday. On social media, Almeida posted images of himself boasting about his alleged sexual crimes, as well as pictures of dead animals and a firearm, despite being a felon, according to the feds. Which is, I will add, if you're already a felon and you get hit with a firearm, the feds are going to pick that up automatically. And with the feds, you can own one gun or I think 10, and you're automatically getting 5 years. So, I mean, whatever. Just saying that's, you're already screwed getting caught with a handgun if you're a felon. The FBI was initially tipped off to a Facebook account under the name Sergeant Gray. The sergeant is spelled Sargent Grey, In case people are already thinking I'm going to go start looking for this stuff, these accounts, I do not think they're active anymore. I did try to check myself. Now, this account that had images of Al Media wearing a skull mask, a signifier of neo-Nazi accelerationist groups, I'm sorry, butchered that up, in front of an Order of Nine Angles flag. This led authorities to a second account under the name Necropedocell, with the images of a child bound and gagged and a photo of a handgun with the caption, for the 2K pedophile haters. On yet another account, this one on Instagram under the name Stain_Lord_352, the FBI found the picture of Almeida wearing the T-shirt with Kitty Diddler written on it. The image also included a sign that read, "I am addicted to hardcore child pornography." The account posted another photo with the caption, "No Limits Evil," alongside a photo of a bloody cat that had been stabbed with a knife. This account also contains several references to the Order of Nine Angles. Now, I am going to put up the pictures, that they've already been put up. Now, I don't know if there is a picture that says Kitty Diddler on it that they're not showing, but to me, the show looks like it says Kitty Fiddler. Both, equally just as worse, but the photo does not match what the articles say. In addition to finding the social media posts, authorities seized a drawing of runic symbols smeared with what appeared to be blood from Almedia's house. The bottom of the paper features the words, "A covenant signed in blood, may the devil walk with you always." And the name of a Satanist also smeared with blood. And if you can see here in this photo, I would assume most people already see the Zodiac Killer. That's there. My opinion, my theory, my commentary on the Zodiac Killer, that was all occult stuff going on. And then you still even have these runes. It looks like it's the 666. And the other symbol does kind of remind me of a certain type of Nazi symbolism, but, changed a little bit. That's just my opinion. Almedia's most recent indictment alleges that from July 2021 to December 2021, he coerced a minor into creating child pornography to sell. The documents further allege that Almedia, from February 2020 and November 2021, he coerced another minor into performing sex acts. He also allegedly had child porn on multiple cell phones and was selling them as a way to distribute the material. The Order of Nine Angles, which was founded in the United Kingdom in the 1960s, has a long violent history and found new life in the internet age. The group has become infamous for its depraved belief system, the violent actions of its followers, and being deliberately obtuse in its ideology. Experts who have long followed the group say sexual abuse, including rape, as well as possessing and creating child pornography, is encouraged. The Order of Nine Angles has been connected to murders, assaults, child exploitation, and pornography, and sexual crimes against children. The Order of Nine Angles traditionally operates through local groups, which they call Nexians. The group has long worried experts because adherents don't necessarily need to be in contact with leaders, nor even other members of the cult, to radicalize themselves to commit violence. So despite the group's relatively small size, it's still influentially it still can be influential globally. The group has been connected to neo-Nazi terror cells, predominantly Anton Waffen Division, an infamous neo-Nazi group connected to multiple murders, but also the base. Their reach is far bigger than their organized Therefore, their reach is far bigger than the organizational size, Lowe's previously said. You don't measure in terms of numbers, you measure in terms on who they're influencing. Several adherents of the Order of Nine Angles are currently serving prison sentences for abuse against children, including Ryan Fleming, a UK neo-Nazi who was imprisoned for sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl and other sexual crimes against children. One named UK teenager who stumbled upon the Order of Nine Angles teachings is now serving time for terror offenses, but also multiple sexual assaults, including one against a 12-year-old girl. Many other affiliates have been charged with possession or sharing of child pornography. The list of sexual crimes committed by people, primarily young, with the connection to the Order of Nine Angles goes on. There's a little bit more going on about this with all that in the Order of Nine Angles and their thing. Again, this is what's Vice saying. This is their, I guess, their work from the research that they have done. My main thing that I was really pushing was, obviously Angel Almeida, the person in, I think was in Astoria, quite possibly, and other articles that I read, which is very close to me. Just read off all those crimes. I do find it interesting, though, that they did find a connection to the Order of Nine Angles. And maybe now you understand why it's on this show. And then we'll get to this, and we'll be wrapping it up. I'm sure reading this will take a bit in itself, but I do want to pull from the United States Attorney's Office, Eastern District of New York. This is from, like I said, www.justice.gov. This is government stuff. Queens man charged with child exploitation, enticement of minors, and firearm possession as a felon. Angel Almeida will be arraigned this afternoon, and this is dated Wednesday, February 1st, 2023. He will be arraigned this afternoon at the federal courthouse on Brooklyn on a superseding indictment charging him with the sexual exploitation and attempted exploitation of a minor, coercion and enticement and attempted coercion, enticement of a minor, possession of child pornography, and possessing a firearm and ammunition as a felon. Almeida was arrested in November 2021 on a complaint charging him with being a convicted felon in possession of a firearm. He was indicted in December 2021 and has been detained pending trial. Today's arraignment will be held before the United States District Judge Rachel P. Kovner. Breon Peace, United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, and Michael J. Driscoll, Assistant Director in Charge, Federal Bureau of Investigation, New York Field Office of the FBI, announced the superseding indictment. The defendant's alleged exploitation of minors has been extremely harmful mentally, emotionally, and physically to his victims, stated United States Attorney Peace. His possession of a firearm despite a prior felony conviction combined with his crimes against minors reflects Almeida's dangerousness and lack of respect for the law. Protecting the community from predators like the defendant will always be a priority of this office. Additionally, I urge parents and caregivers to have conversations with their children about the dangers of communicating online with strangers and individuals who seek to exploit them. As alleged, Almeida posed multiple threats to our community, not only as a felon in possession of a firearm, but also through targeting children as victims of sexual abuse. Today's indictment serves as a reminder that FBI and our law enforcement partners will continue to aggressively pursue and hold accountable anyone willing to exploit some of the most vulnerable members of our society. We ask anyone who may have been victimized by Almeida to contact us at blah, 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 blah. As set forth in the court filings, in September 2021 and October 2021, the FBI received tips regarding an individual named Angel Almeida possessing firearms. and posting sexually explicit images of children online. The tipster identified social media profiles used by Omedia, including a Facebook account with the profile name Sergeant Gray, a review of the Sergeant account, as well as Instagram accounts used by Omedia, revealed photos of Omedia holding what appears to be firearms. On November 23, 2021, members of law enforcement executed a search warrant at Omedia's residence and recovered a 9mm Taurus handgun. It appeared to be the same firearm that the defendant had posed with. Omedia has a 2019 felony conviction in Florida for burglary. As a result, in December 2021, Omedia was charged in an indictment with being a felon in possession of a firearm. In addition, between July 2021 and December 2021, Omedia enticed a minor, Jane Doe 1, to engage in sexually explicit conduct for the purpose of producing videos. Between February 2020 and November 2021, Omedia also enticed another minor, Jane Doe 2, to engage in sexual conduct, a violation of the Mann Act. In addition to the enticement and coercion charges, Omedia is also charged with possession of child pornography recovered from multiple cell phones. The charges in the superseding indictment are allegation, and the defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty. If convicted of the charges, Omedia faces a mandatory minimum of 15 years imprisonment and up to life in prison. That is another thing I will say from my experience and what I have seen. If you get caught with the feds with child pornography, it could be one picture. You're getting banged over the head with 5 years off the bat. No questions, nothing asked, no matter what. And if you get less than that, it's because you told. So, just want to toss that in as well. And, yeah, that's basically it. I just kind of wanted to stick to the facts. I wanted to stick to, what even the government put out. Just some really weird and true crime. Obviously, because of the Order of Nine Angles being mentioned, that definitely piqued my interest. And there is other things that have been covered from them in the news that I may actually start covering as well, because, it's true. So you can't argue about it. You make up excuses. You got busted, And, that's even another thing, and I hate to say it, and it has intimidated some of the people. There are people, and I will even say William Ramsey, but he doesn't care. He's got some cojones. If you say enough about them and people see your stuff from the Order of Nine Angles, you will end up on their website as a person to go harass and attack. So, I'm sticking to the, to what the news is saying, not my own opinion. My own opinion that I would like to throw in, though, is that if you, instead of maybe going and attacking people that are just putting out stuff that made the news, why don't you go on your site and condemn the people that are saying that they're in your order and saying we have nothing to do with them? You don't do that, do you? You just condemn the people putting out the information. So if someone from the 9A happens to come across this and wants to go tattle on me, I'm just reading off the news, and why don't you think about what I just said? If you don't think this stuff goes on in your order, why don't you condemn it? That is the end of another NY Patriot episode of True and Weird Crime. When I start doing these things, I'll probably be dropping them the day of or the next day if I have time to make the video. And that's why this is only going to stay about 20 minutes. This isn't really meant to be like a full episode. It's just if I come across crime that I think fits this channel, I'm going to put it out there. Maybe people will find it interesting. Maybe we'll start seeing commonalities. You never know. So, until the next one, everybody be well. Later.